Hi guys, I'm Katie, and today we are going to talk about the effects of weathering on erosion. We're going to do two types of experiments. We're going to do a physical weathering and a chemical weathering. And I would have each one of my students do this own experiment at their desk so they can work on hands-on. The first experiment that I would have my students do is physical weathering. So for physical weathering, I'll give each student just a sugar cube. As you can see, they're not very big, they're just tiny sugar cubes. And the point of it is to see if they can physically break down the sugar cube. A lot of times they'll try with their body weight, they'll see if they can push it. They can stand and press and see if anything breaks down their sugar cube. As the students are testing different ways, I'll have them taking notes. What works to physically break it down? Then we'll get down and we will take a textbook and we will crush the sugar cube. And I will lift it here and let you guys see that it was crushed. I don't know if you can see that. And we can just discuss how it relates to the surface of the earth through physical weathering. So we'll do different examples. We'll break down, we can do an anchor chart and talk about different things that physically affect the earth that way. So that was just a simple little intro into it. And I think the students will really enjoy it because they can crush the sugar cubes and they're really hands-on. And like I said before, as they are doing that, I'm going to ask some questions. Well, what do you think caused the sugar cube to crush? Was it the weight, the pressure, and have them decide on their own how they feel? And then we'll have a big class discussion over it. The second one would be chemical weathering. And we'll start with like acid rain and how it affects statues and how it changes things over different types of structures and how it causes sinkholes. And we're actually going to demonstrate a sinkhole today. So every student will get a plastic cup and it will be filled with sugar cubes. We'll try to flatten them out so you can just see it's just full of sugar cubes. Take that one off to make it a little flatter. And a graham cracker. And the graham cracker is a little too big for the top of the cup, so I'm just going to break off a little bit here and just sit it right on top. The graham cracker is going to represent soil, and this will represent the earth. And what the students are going to do, let's break off just a little bit more here, sorry guys. They're going to use vinegar, I have a cup of plain vinegar, and they're going to use that as their acid rain. And we're going to fill, and I'm going to scoot this over so it doesn't drip. There we go. And they're just going to pour their acid rain on top of their soil. And as they do this, they're going to observe what is happening underneath the soil. And this is part of the waiting game because it takes a little while. As the longer you let it sit, the more of an effect it will have. And the more you add. I'm going to do 2. And that would be part of what I want my students to figure out too on their own is, did it help more when they added more vinegar? Was there more an effect when there was less vinegar? How much time did they let theirs sit? And I'm going to let that sit for just a second, but I'll hold it up and let you guys see what is happening. You can see. Just going to give it just about 5 more seconds here to see what happens. All right, so as you can see, it's starting to dissolve. And like I said, the longer you set, the more it will dissolve, to the point that I have one that's been sitting here for a while and it is almost completely dissolved. And what we can do is we can talk about how that we can compare it to like limestone, and how when limestone's being weathered, it will create empty pockets into the soil, or into the rock, sorry. So you can take parts out and they can actually look down into the different things. They can play around in it and experiment with what has exactly happened. They can compare sizes to a sugar cube that has not been used yet compared to one that's been in their water or in their vinegar for 30 seconds. So there are different types of things that they're going to be looking for. And what I would do as a teacher is have them take notes of each step. We can give them, they can start with their hypothesis. We can say, what do you think is going to happen when we mix these things together? We can discuss each step as they do it. Like I said before, how much vinegar was added, how much time was used. And each student is going to be a little bit different, and that's fine because we can discuss our overall results as a class and decide what exactly it is that we saw. Hopefully, overall, my students will learn that different types of weathering affects and causes erosion in different ways. So in this exact example, we'll see that acid rain could affect the soil and the land and cause something like pockets in the land, and that would be the erosion effect. Thank you.